Good morning from the land of Israel, ladies and gentlemen. Is your favorite white colonizer that's also brown? Who knows? Go figure. I'm Tal the Traveling Clat, your sweet Zionist prince. If you want to be a white colonizer just like me, you can get the shirt down below the description at thetravelingclat.com. And today, if you've been following this channel for any stretch of time, you know we're covering a story that I'm not so fond of covering. I don't enjoy this topic at all. It honestly makes me cringe a bit. But that is the story of Charlie Kirk's death, his wife Erica Kirk, and now Candace Owens ensuing rampage to try to farm as much money off of her friend's death as possible. We're going to take a look at some clips my team had sent me, stuff that's happened over the last couple of days. I was very, very busy the last couple of days settling into this new apartment and building the studio that I haven't had a chance to cover it in real time. So we're going to do some of that now. I know I've missed the brunt of this this coverage. Now Tim Pool is involved as well, but let's take a look at this.
With Erica Kirk sharing her journey with America and the world, we are grateful at Fox to have her here to shine a light on healing as we all miss and mourn the loss of her beloved Charlie Kirk. Not all of her journey has been without, well, hate, conspiracies, and oddly, speculation about where her husband is buried. Now, for the first time, Erica, who's with me now, addresses all of it from the perspective of a grieving widow, a mom, and a battle-tested American. Good to see you again today. Talk to me about this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world to see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying? One thing, this is my husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that, but this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents. One thing.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah. He is building a wall, and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names, saying all these things, come on down. Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the hand-picked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole. Whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode,
Candace,
going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
You know, I have to say it, I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this, excuse my French. But this is not okay.
So you want to put these people back in the box where they've been creeping from?
I don't care what box you're in. But just know that your words are very powerful, and we are human. My team are not machines, and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
You know, the conspiracies that are out there, all of the like, do you think that there is more of it now because you do shine your light? I mean, did people just expect you would just go away?
I don't know what they expected. I don't know what they expected.
They pick on you because of your accessories. I mean, I've seen some of it.
Oh, yeah. No, at this point, it's what? The conspiracy collection. Get it before Christmas. Like, seriously. Wow. You will, if you want to find and pick me apart, go right ahead. I do not care. I don't. This was happening before Charlie was murdered. Both of us have been through the ringer of people will call you whatever they want to call you. They will. But I have seen it firsthand impact the people that I love, and I'm done. I'm done. And if people think that I was just going to wilt away, I'm not going to sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband, and it's an absolute honor, and I will never back down. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
And that's what we will say here on Outnumbered 2. God bless you. Hold up your book.
Stop in the name of God.
Amen.
Well, I mean, good on Erica Kirk, honest to God. Good on her. I mean, none of us can judge, considering what she's been through. None of us can judge her reaction. You know, I'm not a huge fan of this Fox News interview. I'm not a huge fan of the interview either. I feel like it was the least human interview you could possibly have. Sorry, my camera's coming out of focus a little bit. Still ironing out the kinks of this set. But we do have plenty more to look at. So in response to that, Candace Owens released a string of classically retarded Candace Owens tweets that were as retarded as they come. We won't go over those right now, but we do have an interview with Barry Weiss, who Nick Fuentes loves to call, what is it? He likes to call her a Zionist chill, whatever they should be, from the Free Press. Let's take a look at this.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one
I mean, she okay. No criticism towards Erica Kirk too, right? But I do feel like Tim Pool even this week has fallen into this pool a bit. You guys need to understand something. You're feeling, and again, I am not criticizing Erica in the slightest. She has every right, more than every right, to feel what she feels, to say what she says, whether that's her saying stop or continue, whatever she wants to say, she has every right. No, none of us are going to criticize her for it. But I do feel like the likes of Erica, Tim Pool, Turning Point right now are feeling what Israel feels. Lies, slander, unsubstantiated conspiracy theories lobbed against you. And you're left in a position where you're like, I just want to defend myself. But here's the thing, Habibti and Habibtis. I say the same thing to Erica Kirk. I say the same thing to Tim Pool. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Tim Pool, even with his weird sort of relationship with Israel. And with Erica Kirk, I don't know much about her, but, you know, I was a big fan of what her husband did for Israel. So I say open invitation for the two of you if you ever need to talk to learn about how to do this. You have to understand something. With the likes of a Candace Owens, with the likes of a Tim Pool, you have to or not Tim Pool, sorry, a Nick Fuentes, a Tucker Carlson, the conspiracies, the Ian Carrolls that are floating out these. You have to bring it on. You can't tell them stop because they're not going to respect you. And we're going to see right now a clip from Candace. You're going to see that she doesn't respect you. You have to egg them to continue, keep it going, and bring it on. This is fighting season. And you know what, Erica? I'm sorry. It's a fucking cruel world. What happened to your husband and the way that we all had to see it, the way that you had to probably see it, your kids had to see it, or they're going to see it at some, that's all fucked up. It shouldn't have happened. But that is the world. In Arabic, they say, Hek dunya. This is the world. This is the world we live in. And you know what? You've been dealt a shitty fucking hand. Let's make the most of it. And that doesn't mean stop. That means let's fucking fight. You need to quell. You need to finish this demonic voice in front of you. You have to slay this beast. And I'm not saying physically kill Candace Owens. God forbid. That's not what I'm saying. You have to slay this beast's reputation. There's a demon inside of this woman. Look at it. You can look at it. It's so clear to everybody. Everyone's seeing it. And her followers are a bunch of demon worshipers as well. They are. You have to slay that beast. Again, not physically kill her. God forbid. You have to finish her. And there's a lot that Erica could do in her position. And again, unfortunately, you want to let your husband rest in peace, honorably, amicably. I'm all with you. It's not right that any of us are talking about this nor profiting about it. I'm sick to my stomach that I've made any money off of these episodes. And inadvertently you do. I'm sick to my stomach about it. It's terrible. But it's a part of my job now, so I have to cover it. But here's the reality. You have an opportunity, Erica, to fight this. And I egg you on personally. I think you should. I think it would be the most honorable thing you could do.
Couldn't agree more. And I will say this, like, I am on this journey to figure out what happened on that day. I'm not going to stop unless Erica Kirk asks me to stop, as I have said, or my father, or my husband asks me to stop, because truth matters. And I think it is amazing that Erica found it in her heart to forgive. But it is also my belief that there are more people involved that are in need of forgiveness. Okay. Like I said, a lot more of it I have found out, and I want to be really methodical about releasing information. But this one, they chose the wrong person. They chose the wrong person to take out. Anyways, you guys, before I get to some of your comments, by the way, I think I went off air on Friday and didn't read comments from last week. So I'm going to read some of those and then get into this. Obviously, you guys already know, send me tips@CandaceOwens.com if you have any more information that you'd like to share with me. First, I want to tell you guys about Nimi Skincare, because I know a lot of you guys ask me what I use to keep my skin looking healthy and glowing, and the answer is simple. It is Nimi Skincare. It's a part of my daily routine.
What a disgusting human being. Are you fucking kidding me? What a disgusting human being. That's not a friend, bro. That's not a friend. That's an enemy. That is totally an enemy. That is not your friend. Can you imagine Erica Kirk watching that clip right now? What do you think goes through her head? I won't stop unless Erica Kirk tells me to stop. Erica Kirk tells her to stop. Hey, by the way, we're going to keep digging into this and check out Nimi Skincare. Use my discount code. Candace is a cunt. 331. And get your Candace Skincare. So you can look like a demon as well. For fuck's sake, man. What the hell? Let's take a look at this clip from Michael Franzi.
Candace Owens, now we're going to find out what your true motivation is with all this Charlie Kirk, TPUSA conspiracy speculation you've been putting out there for the past several months since Charlie's tragic murder. You said that if Erica Kirk told you to stop, that you would stop. Well, this morning, very clearly, on Fox News' Outnumbers, she did just that. Now, she didn't mention your name. She has too much class for that. But she said those people, or that person, who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars on putting out all this speculation about my husband and about TPUSA, it needs to stop. Contrary to what you've been putting out there, that you're the only person that Charlie really believed would ever get to the truth, that's not true. She said straight out She and TPUSA have been working with the authorities that no stone is being left unturned to find out what really happened here. She said, you don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. You have no clue. And we all know that. You're just putting all this stuff out there because you're making money on it. She said it. She knows it. Well, let's see if you're a person of your word. She's getting death threats. And let me tell you something, Candace. If you really, really cared about her and finding the truth, instead of disrespecting this woman, why didn't you go to her early on and say, listen, I have a big platform. I can help you. If you believe something else is going on here, let me help you. Instead of disrespecting her and everybody else and doing what you're doing, and we all know why. We all know why, Candace. You're not fooling anybody. So why don't you just leave it alone, keep your word, and go after, Trump, and go after evangelical Christians and Protestants and the Macrons and Israel and everybody else that you're going after. Go after all of them and leave this woman and Charlie's legacy alone. Why don't you be a person of your word, and let's see if you're going to do that now. You said it. The same way you said you'd meet TPUSA anytime, any place, anywhere, but that's changed. Let's see if you can keep your word this one time and just leave the woman alone and let her do what she's supposed to do for her husband and her family. Let's see what happens at this point.
And again, what did Candace decide to do? She not only doubled down, she tripled down. She said she's going to continue with this. There has been no semblance of trying to slow down. Here's today on the show, Erica Kirk goes off on conspiracy theories. Read me. Will the strategy work on the general public? We learn about what Erica told Barry Weiss about those pesky Egyptian planes. To be honest, it's just weird. Join us live. You're getting way too close. They're now activating everyone. I just wish they could see how obvious the PSYOP is. Like, they all post the same exact thing within minutes of each other, and it's always the same exact people that are doing it. I almost want to help them with this disastrous PR strategy. I'm curious, I saw a tweet like this the other day. For anybody who follows Candace, what has been the most damning evidence that she's released? I have yet to see anything that has been like proof that of something. Now, I can't sit through that bitch talking, so I have not watched, honest to God, I haven't watched a single video of hers other than clips that my team has sent me from the last couple months with her stupid conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's death. But I'm just curious, like, if any of you guys watch her on a regular basis, who believe in the stuff that she says, who agree with how she's representing things, what has been the most damning piece of evidence that you have seen from her side that has made you believe? Like, all I've heard from her so far have been these like empty loopholes that just keep going around and never actually get anywhere substantial. They always just like, this happened, but it never ends up anywhere. Like, it doesn't end up anywhere. It just goes forever and doesn't end up in a place. I'm curious if any of you guys are aware of some conspiracy theory that she's brought up that's actually legitimate.
I'm a Charlie.
All right, this is watch Candace Owens flip from praising Erica Kirk to suddenly attacking her. For months, Candace Owens has told her fans to put themselves in Erica's shoes, insisting that Erica knew Charlie Kirk better than anyone and is genuinely a good person in a deep, loving marriage with Charlie. Now, suddenly, Candace expects people to forget what she said and that she believes she only knows Erica what Charlie Kirk wanted, apparently attacking his own grieving widow. And also, on top of that, I think Megyn Kelly, I've seen her getting a lot of heat. She should give Ben Shapiro an apology for saying that Candace wasn't insinuating that Erica was a part of her death. She definitely is at this point.
On the Charlie Kirk show last week, Andrew said someone powerful called Erica and asked how much she knows, and she said, I know everything. I think she knows everything. She's his wife. What is a wife? Everything she said on stage yesterday. A confidant. Every secret that the world is not meant to know about Charlie Kirk, she knows about Charlie Kirk. Who was stressing him out? Why did you lay your head next to your wife or your husband? My husband knows everything there is to know about me. And so, yeah, there's no question that she knows everything. This was a faithful couple. This is a woman who consulted a priest and prayed when she felt that somebody had put a hex on her husband. And I just think everyone is being a little unfair by trying to assign so much ill will towards someone who hasn't done anything to warrant that does not feel appropriate to me. I haven't seen any reason to do that. What lie has Erica told that I'm supposed to be focused on? The amount of pressure that is on her right now, she has not come out and said anything to me that makes her suspicious. I would have been the first person. If I felt that anything was there, I would have said something, truly. But I know that Charlie was very happy with Erica. And I know that Erica was a reason. She was, pushing Charlie, as women do, to really think through his ideas and think through what it was that he believed in one way or the other. She made him happy. And I just want you guys to know that. And so when you're putting stuff out there, just imagine that you're in her shoes. Imagine the size and the scale of that company. And imagine that on top of everything, you've got people that are digging into every layer of your life and not necessarily getting everything right. And I just really just feels to me like it's unfair.
And you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love. No, stop. To stop.
Publish that, you crying over your husband's casket, and to publish his dead body on Instagram was a decision that was made by Erica. And we can watch that. Take a look. That was not our business. This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response that is absent of any logic. If you really care about your team, answer the questions. I just do not accept any of that. Turning Point is acting suspicious, and she does not feel that it is what she wants to do as a matter of priority. She sat down with the New York Times. She made time, by the way, in case you don't remember, to fly to DC and basically say Charlie loved you. That was like the 15-second speech. We have a clip of that speech that she gave. So Erica Kirk has time. Not her priority. Not a good idea. Okay, it may work in PR world. You guys, I know how it's an obvious PR campaign. It's never been more obvious of a psychological operation. Whoa, Erica Kirk shuts down No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was mother or wife. She's just expanding the wings of people that we're not allowed to critique because they're in the family. If you call them fam, you can't critique them, right? At AmFest 2023, I went alone at the PBD Live podcast. I stood there talking to a woman for the whole hour the show was going on. Talked to her about my heritage, Armenian, and she shared that she and her husband cared deeply about my people. At the end of the conversation, she let me know she is Charlie's wife, Erica. She made me feel welcome when I was alone. God be with the Kirks. If there was anything that could rile Charlie up, it's questioning his moral integrity. Yeah, they are very, very good people. Charlie and Erica are fantastic people. It does feel, I would say it feels elite. I don't have time for the little people. Okay, I don't have time for, you small pocket donors. I got time. If you ain't spending for a table, you ain't getting a response, okay? Because we busy. We very busy. She's going to fight. She's going to fight, and she is going to fight on the good side because every woman would know what her husband's going through. So I can't even imagine what it feels like experiencing this tragedy, having to come to terms with this tragedy. I wasn't sure what direction she was going to go. If she was like, I was like, look, she's got a whole business that she's got to figure out. There's a lot of people in her ear. Maybe they did this transition too quickly, and she's just keeping her head no. What she's saying is Turning Point USA is untouchable, and it's a no from me. Erica Kirk, man, she really is just the moment. Charlie worked. We knew who Charlie was because he was authentic. Okay, he didn't just go, well, I only make time for big pocket donors.
I'm really disgusted by this woman. I'm very, very, very disgusted by her. She's gross. She's a gross human being. Can we all acknowledge that? This is just a bad person. This is a horrible person. There's not much to say. She's exposing herself to be the fraud that she is. And I hope, I truly hope this is the start of her downfall. I hope this is the start of the downfall. I mean, when you have people like Nick Fuentes coming for her, we're at a real turning point. I don't mean to make it as a joke. We got one more clip here from Dennis Michael Lynch.
Candace Owens. If I hear that name one more time, I think I may jump off the balcony here. Truth be told, I think I'm going to give you an explanation about Candace Owens that nobody else has given.
Okay.
Mine's going to be rooted deeply into what's going on with Candace in her heart, her soul, her stomach, her mind, her emotions, the whole 9 yards. Why is she acting the way she's acting and saying the terrible, horrible, stupid, chasing a ghost stuff that only Candace Owens is doing? Here's the explanation. When Candace was 9, 10 years old, this is according to what I've read about her book and what other people have written about things she said on her show, her parents divorced. Her father was a raging alcoholic. We don't know enough about the mother, but we know enough about the fact that when the parents split, nobody took Candace. Candace went to go live with the grandparents. So there is a story there, a big story there, that if you lived with an alcoholic parent and you saw major ugly fights all the time, especially the kind that you could imagine would happen in a poverty-stricken area, as where it is reported that she grew up in Connecticut, well then there's a lot of stuff going on in Candace, now in her late 30s, where it is all catching up to her. So, 2 things of explanation. 1, if you're the child of an alcoholic, unfortunately, especially if that alcoholic was a raging alcoholic, you will spend a good portion of your life until you come to terms with what you're doing. You will spend a good portion of your life trying to save the world. You're going to save everybody. You're going to make everything okay. And the reason why that happens, and I know this firsthand because my father was a raging alcoholic, and I did this for a very long time, all the way into my adulthood, up to about 10, 15 years ago when I realized what I was doing. You're going to try to save the world because you couldn't save your own father. You couldn't save your father from alcoholism. You couldn't save your parent from alcoholism or drugs. You couldn't save them. And it burns you, and you don't understand why. And as hard as you tried, and as hard as you begged them, and as hard as you gave them excuses why they should not do it, the bottle was always more important to them than you, or at least that's how it felt. Then you look at the second part of her behavior. It's based on abandonment. 9, 10 years old, you know, Barack Obama did the same thing. And here's the explanation. When you are abandoned, often what happens is that you will spend the rest of your life, or at least a good portion of it, trying to prove to the world that you're worth keeping, that you're not some piece of trash that gets thrown away, that you are significant. And so you are going to prove that you are worthy to everybody, and that people should be listening to you and caring about you, and that you have a level of significance. This, to me, is what's going on with Candace Owens. It is the perfect storm, a horrible concoction. It is the story of abandonment as a child, and it's a story of somebody who lived with an alcoholic parent, and we don't even know what the mother did. And I don't want to sit here and talk about somebody's family in the negative. I'm not going to make an analysis on somebody I've never met. I'm making my analysis on the situation around Candace. But what we've been watching here, and it's very clear, if you've ever been in a traffic jam, and you've been in that jam for 50 minutes, and you can't get anywhere, and you're like, man, this is unbelievable, and there's got to be somebody at the end. I mean, their arms have got to be falling off. My God, this has got to be the worst thing in the world. Where's the freaking medevacs? They got to be coming in soon. And then all of a sudden, you get to the front of the line, and you look, and you see all it is some poor schmuck with a flat tire. That's been Candace Owens. And what she's been doing, and why I haven't really commented on this beforehand, in fact, many people who follow me ask me, oh, what do you think of Candace Owens? I've never thought anything of her, to be quite honest, since the very beginning when she came on the scene. I just thought that she was a bit of a circus show, and that I would call a fake conservative with a, you know, she checked a lot of good boxes. With that said, I think what we're seeing now is Candace Owens, the things I explained about with her childhood, and I think what's happened is she's also hit a bunch of repeats of what happened in her childhood, maybe not with the alcoholism, but it started off with TPUSA. She was an important thing there. Then it was she went to the Daily Wire. Then the Daily Wire didn't want her anymore. Then the people at TPUSA weren't inviting her to events and kind of pushing her away. And now what's happening? Now she's in the 4 walls of her home, podcasting as if she's doing investigations, like she's working with the FBI and can't understand why it is the FBI isn't working with her. And, you know, she's so important. She's the one who's going to come down to it. She's going to save the world. She's going to get all the answers, and she's worth listening to and keeping to come back time and time again. Don't abandon me. I would feel bad for her, but I don't. Who I feel bad for is Erica Kirk. Much more worse than her are her children. But what really, really crushes me is what's being done to Charlie Kirk and to his memory and to his legacy. She's not trying to solve the murder of her friend. She's trying to make it so this way she can fill the voids left by her father and her mother in a childhood that's finally caught up to her. She has taken so many losses that you are seeing this girl cry out loud. I personally feel she needs help. I hope she gets it. But even if she doesn't, I hope people stop tuning in to see the major car wreck that's coming. It's just a flat tire, folks. It's just a flat tire. I hope you shared this video, and if I'm new to you, I hope you give me a like. You won't be disappointed.
Look, it's a pretty crazy analysis. I think I happen to believe it's a little bit more nefarious than that. I think that she is making a fuck ton of money off of doing this. And I do tend to believe people like Tim Pool when they say it seems like she had this weird sort of love triangle built in her head with Charlie where she was sort of in love with him and could not handle that somebody else had taken him away from her or that he had chosen Erica over her. And I tend to believe that this is a lot more nefarious than he's representing it to be. It's not like he whitewashed it, but from the same perspective, I really think this is a money-hungry woman who is going to do everything in her power to squeeze out as much as she can financially out of this opportunity so that she can grift and pivot to something else. In this last week, since this story has really taken the sort of front page of the news, I've been personally digging into her history, and I wasn't aware of how much of a transition she's gone from the left to the right, the left to the right, the left to the right, talking about black issues in America to transitioning to pivoting to the. I just don't know if she has a clean track record. She's not. It doesn't seem like she's a very honest person. If you were to put her up against a Ben Shapiro, for example, she hasn't moved around circles as often as Ben. You know, Ben has kind of stayed consistent for his whole career. Now, that doesn't mean that if you leave from the left and come to the right that you should be marginalized forever as like a lefty or something. No, God forbid. But it also means that if your actions speak louder than your words. So if you are, if you come from that, if you have a wishy-washy past and you come to where we are today and you act the way that you do like a fucking animal, like a demon, it's going to be hard to take you seriously as somebody who has genuine intentions. It really is. It's going to be very difficult to take you seriously as somebody who has genuine intentions. Those are my 2 cents on it. I would love to hear from what you guys think down below. I'd love to hear, am I being too harsh on Candace? I don't think I am, and I don't think I have been since this whole story broke out. She's been absolutely disgusting from the very get-go. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'll see you guys next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clads. Man, these comment sections are insane. What do you mean? Literally every comment is just like making fun of Jewish people, saying some stupid shit like it was promised to them 3,000 years ago, kicked out of 109 countries, white colonizers, and then a bunch of Jews in the comment section getting triggered and calling it anti-Semitism. It's bringing me down. Okay, well here, take this. What's this? It's a white colonizer shirt from thetravelingclat.com. And here, take a matching hat. Why do you want me to wear this? Because when we laugh in their faces, it triggers them more. Like for example, my grandparents were kicked out of Baghdad, Iraq. Right. So guess what? I'm yo Baghdaddy. Get it? And boom, here's a hat with a kube on it. So you're saying when they make fun of us, just wear it? Precisely. What will trigger the stupid pro-pallies more than you proudly joining the 109 club for being kicked out of 109 countries? Or are you openly embracing being a white colonizer? Or even just acknowledging that everything was promised to you 3,000 years ago? Don't run from it. Embrace it. Bet. TheTravelingClat.com. Embrace the meme, embrace the Jew hatred, and laugh in their face. TheTravelingClat.com. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.